Hello everybody, I'm back here with another pomade review, and I'll be looking at another Indonesian pomade today, and the pomade we'll be going through is Smith Fine Shine. I got a free sack and a little sticker, but it's folded, so I really don't know what else to do with it, and a fine tooth comb which looks very similar to the ones I normally use. If you've seen my previous videos before, it cost me about 105,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is equivalent to about $8 I think. And I initially thought that the Smith company was a homebrew company, but no, it isn't. It's actually manufactured by some cosmetics company, but the guys who actually founded the line of Smith products, they were inspired by the look of 1960s British executives, especially now that the pomade renaissance is going crazy since the early 2010s. So I actually think that they're trying to make a traditional style pomade in a sense that'll fit in with our current world, modern world as of right now. And it comes in a metal tin. It's 3 ounces or 85 grams, which is pretty much the same amount as a typical Murray's tin. And I don't find the tin to actually be too visually appealing. It's pretty topsy-turvy to me, because normally the ingredients listing would appear at the back and there would be artwork at the front, but this one's total opposite, you see. So right over here you have the company logo, Smith Men Supply. They've been around since 2013, and it's the product name, Fine Shine. Ingredients listing down over here, and at the back there's an artwork of an Indonesian gentleman, vintage-looking gentleman with the company's slogan, define your excellence. Now, this is their light hold version. The original is a medium product, and I actually like their names because they are very catchy. They rhyme. The original product, the medium hold, is called Premium Medium. Their heavy hold is Bold Hold, and their light hold is Fine Shine. So let's just open up the metal tin. The pomade itself has kind of a creamy appearance and it's light blue in color. It does remind me of Lockhart's Goon Grease, but it just looks less waxy, but almost very similar. And it's just light blue, not green. And the scent on it, it smells like a typical Indonesian men's cologne. Slightly sweet smelling, but pretty cheap. I actually think that the company pretty much thought things through. They wanted to make this pomade have a similar scent to the cologne that the typical Indonesian man uses, so it wouldn't really clash with the scent of the cologne they're using. It's not too overbearing, it's not too powerful. To me, it's just sort of a meh. It's not bad, but I don't really fancy the scent too much either. It's just very, very typical to me. It's sort of cheap, it's cologne-y. And let's just go and scoop out the product. Okay, it scoops out very creamy and a little more waxy for a light hold product. I expect this to be sort of a light medium with a little bit of hold. And if you break it down, it feels a little greasy, but not too greasy. There's some kind of creaminess to it, and being a petroleum-based pomade, you expect that there would be a little bit of stickiness. There's just a slight feeling of stickiness right there, but as you rub it even more, it gets more and more greasy. According to the name of this pomade and on their website and on their Instagram, this pomade is supposed to have a high shine, like a maximal shine, 5 out of 5, and a relatively light hold, 2 out of 5. But this is not the case. As you can see right now, I'm pretty disappointed about the shine. I expect this to be the kind you can use for a topper, but no. It has more of like a medium kind of shine. In fact, the shine looks pretty much like Lockhart's Goon Grease, but just less shiny. Scoops out pretty nice and creamy. And applying it to your hair is just really, it goes in like nothing, but it doesn't go in too greasy. It just feels like you're applying a sort of a creamy pomade, which is actually what it is. It's pretty creamy in consistency. Last dab. This particular pomade, at first it smells like a cheap Indonesian men's cologne, but when you rub it into your hair, when you apply it to your hair, the scent just changes slightly. It's still cologne-like, but you'd get more of a minty, menthol kind of scent. So it's sort of like a mix of mint and cologne. What stumped me about it is that I really didn't get the mint scent at all when I first smelled it in the tin, but the mint smell just really starts to come out when you put it in your hair. But the level of the scent, it doesn't get more powerful, it just it changes slightly when you put it in your hair, but overall, same sharpness, intensity of the scent, doesn't get any stronger, doesn't get any weaker. Slicking it back just feels pretty, it's pretty easy as well, it slicks back pretty nicely. There's a little bit of resistance in there for a light product. It's sort of it feels like a little more than a light medium. 9/10 that usually light medium pomades are greasy, but this one is slightly greasy but more creamy. I imagine that they actually made a light hold product for the sake of a light hold product that'll hold up in the hot Indonesian weather. So yeah, slicking back has just tiny bit of resistance, but it's very, very easy to comb. Just gonna go ahead and form my part. Now, okay, so this comb for the company, it doesn't feel as comfortable as my other comb, which looks very similar to this. It feels a little more. It feels like it has a little more friction to it. So I formed my part, and it just looks very, very clean. It's pretty straight. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slick everything, my sides backwards. And it's got really, really good slickness, as you can tell by its creamy consistency. Its consistency reminds me of, the slickness I mean, it kind of reminds me of Palms Not Dead, but just slightly less slick. But it's more or less, more like around nearly the same slickness as Palms Not Dead original. I'm just forming my contour right now, and for a light product, it's pretty good to shape your hair. It combs really, really nicely. I can shape my hair like pretty easily with it. And I get sort of a rounded shape. Nothing is really too difficult to comb or to put into shape. Everything just sticks together pretty nicely. And I actually imagine you can do a very conservative pompadour with this one. Adding some final touches to my hair before I show you how it looks like. And this is what the product looks like in my hair. As you can see, it doesn't really have the shine that suits its name. It's more like a medium kind of shine. It's a notch over medium. It's slightly higher than medium, but it's not really much of a high shine. So, in my opinion, for a light product, this is actually really, so far, it feels like it can hold up pretty nicely. It's more than a light, I would actually say. And really easy styling, but one thing I'm really disappointed by is the shine. And I'll get back to you after this to show you the endurance and how the scent fades throughout the day, if it does, or whether it stays the same, and as well as the shine that it has and the hold after a couple of hours. I'll see you then. Okay, I'm back for about 6 hours, and what I can say, for something that is the lightest product in their line, for what it's supposed to be, it has a really good hold that I actually didn't expect. I mean, it doesn't have the best hold, but for what it's supposed to be, a really good hold nonetheless. I haven't touched this area at all day, and about more than 6 hours has passed, and yet the same shape is generally retained. You can still see I have that roundedness to the front of my contour. There's no decrease in volume, no collapse, no stray hairs, and everything is just slipped up together pretty tightly, relatively tightly, but not the tightest. And its level of hold, I'd say, is not strong enough to be considered a true medium. It's very, very comparable to that of a true medium, but it's still lighter than a true medium, but heavier than your average light medium. I would say it's on the higher end of the light medium hold spectrum of pomades. My sides, though, that's when the problem came in. It's not too much of a threat, though. I mean, after quite some time after I styled my hair, I noticed the sides just poofing up very moderately, but at least it didn't poof up to the extent where my hair doesn't look too slicked up anymore. It's still relatively slicked down. But really, you can see that it kind of did lose the slickness on the sides over here. I had to recomb that part occasionally. But when I did recomb, it felt more natural than when I first applied the product. I mean, immediately when I styled it after applying the product, it has a creamy resistance to it. But when I recombed it, it felt a lot more natural in the hair, and there's slightly less resistance. The shine, it didn't have much shine to begin with. It's somewhere between medium and high, but it's still very much the same now since when I first applied the product in. And its level of scent, its scent intensity, it's very much the same since when I styled it in my hair, and this is pretty much a rare property for pomades, because for most other pomades, the scent would fade throughout the day, but this one, it didn't get stronger, it didn't get any weaker, it's very much retained exactly the same as how it was when I first applied it in. Even the slightest head movement, you can still catch the scent of that cheap cologne type of scent. And I'll see you on the flip side after 1 or 2 days of buildup. Alright, second day of buildup here, and the buildup is just amazing. I get a lot more control, slightly more slickness, and it very much reminds you of the buildup on black and white. And I have the hold of a true medium right now, and I think that this pomade is actually good enough to give you the hold of a medium heavy by the end of the week if you keep on consistently using it throughout the rest of the week. And as you can tell right now, I have some kind of baby pomp over here. It's not the best. I can't make it too forward due to the relatively short length of my hair. It's between short and medium. But anyway, for what this pomade is supposed to be, really great shape out of it. A few hairs sticking out. That's just because of my relatively short hair. It's not really the pomade itself, but it's keeping everything nicely packed together. And final verdict on Smith Fine Shine. I said at the start of the video that the company is trying to aim for a traditional style pomade in this modern world, and I really think that he actually did a good job in that. They really nailed it, because this stuff really reminds me of black and white now that I've been using it for a couple of days now. And the one thing though, I'm really disappointed by this product is that its name is very misleading. It's called Fine Shine, so you expect to have a lot of high shine out of it, but I wouldn't call it shine high anyway, but it's a notch above medium. It's slightly more than medium, but it's not high enough to be called high shine. It basically has almost the same shine as Goon Grease, but Goon Grease is a tad shinier, and it's a little similar in shine to black and white, because black and white, for its light medium consistency, doesn't provide you with too much shine either. Not too much shine, not too little shine. Let's just say it's sort of enough shine to make the hair look pretty healthy. But in my honest opinion, this actually goes better with black or dark hair compared to black and white, because black and white, somehow, if you don't really break it down in your hands properly, it can make your hair look a little bit white. But this one just blends really well with dark hair, and I think that's what it's suited for, because it's made by Indonesians for Indonesians. So it's made for dark hair, and it's made to withstand in the hotter climate over here. Hence, for a light pomade, it has a lot more hold and better endurance. So this stuff to me It has a very similar performance and slickness to black and white, except that on the first application, without any prior buildup at all, it actually works better than black and white. But on buildup, they're pretty much almost similar. Similar level of control, buildup, and overall, yeah, it just really reminds me of black and white. It's a perfect alternative to it. So if any of you watch this video, if you live in Indonesia, I know you can't get any black and white Pluko hairdressing pomade over here, so if you're looking for a perfect alternative to that, Smith Fine Shine should be a pomade which will give you very much the same feel as black and white. But overall, I didn't expect to actually like this pomade so much for what it's supposed to be. I actually do like it a lot, and I didn't expect it at all. I thought it would be just one of these mediocre performing kind of pomades, but this one just blew me away. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell icon to receive notifications for every single video I have that's gonna come up anytime. And stay greasy.